Microsoft is closing multiple Bethesda studios. The studios include Arcane Austin, who made the remake of Prey and Redfall, Tango Gameworks, who is behind The Evil Within, Hi-Fi Rush, and Ghostwire Tokyo, Mighty Doom developer Alpha Dog Games, and Roundhouse Studios, which helped on Redfall. Roundhouse Studios will be absorbed into Elder Scrolls Online Studios ZeniMax Online, and although Microsoft hasn't said how many employees will be laid off and some are being moved to other studios, the number is expected to be huge. Mighty Doom will lose support on August 7th and in-game purchases will be disabled. Development of Redfall is now ended, and while the game will remain online to play, the previously promised updates of an offline mode and new DLC characters have been cancelled, with a make good offer to be provided to those who bought the Hero DLC ahead of time. Arcane Austin was working on releasing the offline mode this May and the Hero DLC in Halloween, according to reports. You know, I don't even know what to say at this point. I already said before that I probably am gonna have to do like a roundup of layoffs every single week because they just keep happening, and the past few weeks have actually been kind of quiet. There's one layoff that I haven't reported on yet. However, this just dropped the other day and it's been absolutely mind-boggling that now this is happening to successful studios. I know everyone's gonna point to Arcane Austin and be like, well, that's what happens when you release a bad game like Redfall. Maybe you should just try making a good game. What about Tokyo Gameworks? They just released Hi-Fi Rush last year. Xbox is still selling the game. They just ported the damn thing over to PlayStation, and I hear that it's also gonna be coming to Switch. That game was a Game of the Year contender, and Microsoft had said themselves that they were happy with the sales that it had, even with it being a Game Pass title. So what the hell does that mean now? Even studios that are successful and are making profitable games are getting shut down now. What the hell are we even doing now? Why are we making games? It doesn't matter if we're successful or not now. Now it's just, you didn't make enough money, so we're just gonna shut you down. And that even brings up the question, what the hell is enough money? You even said that you were happy with the numbers, but you're just not happy with the money it made? Make it make sense. What the hell are we supposed to even be doing now? And I feel this way across the entire industry. As a developer, what are you supposed to feel now? What are you supposed to do? You can make a good game that gets high ratings and also sells well, but unless it sells like monumentously, you're gonna get shut down potentially. It just shows that nobody is safe anymore. It doesn't matter if you make good games. If you do not make a gang-busting, like multi-million dollar making game, I say million, excuse me, if you don't make a hundreds of $1,000,000 game, and let's be honest, they're really looking for a $1 billion making game, you can just be closed the next day and the big wigs will just move on with no accountability. That also makes me believe that at this point we need to stop giving Phil Spencer a pass over at Xbox and just Xbox in general. Here's also the other thing. A lot of people are getting on Phil Spencer's ass, who is the head of Xbox. For those who don't know, a lot of the blame does need to be put on him because he is the head of Xbox. However, he is not the head of the entire company. At the end of the day, he still has to deal with the people at the top of Microsoft, and when their branch of the company is the only one not making like a whole bunch of money, because you know Microsoft sells Windows and software like Word and everything, and also now they're going back into AI, you know, that stuff is making the money. But Xbox is the one branch that's like hemorrhaging money. So they're probably coming up to Spencer and be like, you need to make this profitable right now, make cuts. It's probably him as well as other executives over at Xbox making these decisions. So I have to say that Phil Spencer and the other executives at this point, and Xbox management as a whole, can no longer be trusted. This whole kind of good guy mentality that Xbox has been cultivating for the past several years and like earning up goodwill with Game Pass and everything, it's amounted to nothing. I was for so long thinking Xbox has been acquiring all these studios. There's always these reports about how Xbox is such a good place to work. At some point, all these games are finally going to be finished, and they are just going to drop this nuclear bomb on the industry that's just going to blow away Nintendo, PlayStation, everybody, all the third parties. There's going to be so many good games coming from them. And all we've seen since their acquisition started from like roughly 2020, 2021, something like that, all we've seen is mediocre games like Redfall, troubled games like Halo Infinite, ignored games like Psychonauts 2, underappreciated games like Hi-Fi Rush, and nothing but closures and layoffs ever since the Activision acquisition. I don't know if it's... You know what? I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is, because there's even reports saying now that there's even more projects at Xbox that are in trouble. Like Perfect Dark is supposedly having a lot of problems. They're now thinking about raising the price of Game Pass for fucking what, I don't even know. They're not going to put the Call of Duty games up on there. There's also now talks that one of the executives, I can't remember which one it was, but one of the executives has gone to the shareholders and saying that the reason why they're making these cuts is because they don't have enough headway to like manage all of them. To which case I say, why the fuck did you buy all these people then if you can't manage them? The whole point of this was that you guys were so freaking rich that you can handle it and you can just buy the appropriate talent that's needed, or probably not needed, because apparently that's why you did layoffs, because of quote unquote redundancies. I don't even know what to do anymore. Like what do I even say? What do you even do as a consumer? Nothing. Buy the games you like, I guess. It doesn't matter whether you like or dislike the people who make it or the company that's making it, because they might shut them down or they might not. It doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't really seem like you have any kind of say other than to go extreme online and like bitch at them. Don't like harass anybody or anything like that, but that's like really the only thing you can do, and it's not really going to stop anybody. Phil Spencer and the whole executive team over there at Xbox is really hearing it right now from players. I heard that someone nuked his town in Fallout 76, but I mean, like, that's not going to make them hire everyone back and be like, okay, never mind, we changed our mind, we're not going to make all these cuts and save all these millions of dollars and we're just going to hire everyone back. They're not going to do that. I guess I did have a lot to say about this. Even though all these layoffs recently have been abundant and consistent, this one just hits different because Xbox has turned itself into another Embracer group, and there doesn't seem to be any stop in sight. That's even one of the other rumors, that there are still more cuts to be coming from Xbox. But you let me know in the comments what you think about this whole debacle, and follow for more gaming news, I guess.